Alright guys, I'm super excited for this video because we are introducing a new verse to the channel. It's a very popular manga. Soon, I anticipate when the anime is in full swing, it'll blow up. Shout out to GB, my lawyer, for calling it, but it's called Chainsaw Man. It's super lit. I suggest you check it out. And we're going to have Denji, aka Chainsaw Man, facing off with Spider-Man from Marvel Comics 616. Who do you guys think wins? Predict in the comments down below. If you like content like this, definitely hit the like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and check out the coffee shop members. These are fellow content creators that will be making content similar to mine, and a pinned comment will feature Don's channel. Don and I will be working on Ultron vs. Brainiac as a project, and it'll drop as his debut video. Run up the subscriptions to his channel. That's my homeboy for real. I really want his channel to blow up, so help him out and we will get that project out ASAP, depending on how you guys react. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this matchup. It was really fun researching. I will present Spider-Man first, then I will go over Denji, then I will reveal who would win if these two were to clash. Spider-Man versus Chainsaw Man. Let's begin. So keep it real brief. Who is Spider-Man? Obviously Peter Parker, 616, teenager, at some point bit by a radioactive spider, but to keep in note, even though he was a loser at the time, he was already one of the smartest in Marvel Comics. One of the most slept on aspects of Spider-Man is his intelligence, which we will speak on a little further into the video. But getting bit by this spider granted him radioactive spider-like abilities and physical mutations that allowed him to become the web-slinging hero famously known as Spider-Man. So strength-wise, what's he capable of? We know Spider-Man can casually brawl with Wolverine, Iron Fist, Shang-Chi level characters. He can hang with Venom. He can toss around Rhino, knock around Vulture. And even if he's not fully holding back, he's been seen to like knock the jaw off, I believe it was Scorpion. And he can contend with Kingpin, who's even able to physically, break through characters that are metahuman. And nearly, like, even Red Skull was afraid to get grapple with Kingpin, wouldn't even show up to the meeting because he was scared of getting hit. So that's how strong Kingpin is. I don't think people realize how strong Spider-Man's rogue gallery is, but he regularly contends with them and even beats them in terms of raw physical strength. Now, when it comes to his speed, this is his bread and butter. Spider-Man's one of the most athletic characters in Marvel Comics. He's up there past even like Daredevil and Black Panther in terms of how agile they are. Spider-Man, not only does he have superhuman speed and agility, but he also has his spider sense. This is basically like a mix of precog danger sense that over time has developed better, or at least his attunement with it has developed, because at first it was kind of like a bland danger sense. He knows something's coming, doesn't know which, but obviously with the more reps and more experience, his reflexes and reaction to it have increased significantly, to the point that Spider-Man is difficult for even the Avengers to bring in if he feels like styling on them. He's escaped the entire X-Men force before, casually styled on the mutants, casually gotten away from the Fantastic Four. He can evade Hulk, Thor tier characters pretty easily for an extended period of time. And when he really wants to, he's simply put one of the hardest characters to hit in comics for metahuman tier. Now, what does he bring for like gear and stuff to the table? Not too complicated. He can obviously run on different surfaces and climb them. Extreme physical superhuman abilities. Most famous, I would say, in his arsenal, obviously, web shooters. This web-like material allows him to manipulate the battlefield, throw people and objects around, and entangle people to take them down. And the webbing's strong enough to even hold characters like Rhino, Colossus, Thing, and it makes him incredibly dangerous because he can catch you up and then beat the hell out of you. Overall, because of his versatility, athleticism, and brains, in which Tony Stark acknowledged even a young, relatively inexperienced Peter Parker was one of the smartest characters he'd ever met. If you're getting that kind of acknowledgement from Tony Stark, the tech guy of Marvel 616, you're doing pretty damn good in the intelligence department. So overall, Spider-Man is slept on for his IQ. Very dangerous as an up-close melee combatant. Very quick, can create distance, catch you up, and take you down. Overall, one of the most dangerous, quote, street-tier characters of Marvel. And Spider-Man deserves the respect of anyone willing to get in the way of him in a fight. Next up, let's talk about Denji, aka Chainsaw Man. Denji will require a little bit longer of an explanation of who he is, but shouldn't take too long, and it's going to be fun covering him. If you want an in-depth video on how strong he is, comment down below. I'll definitely get you that. Anyways, Denji is a dude that really gets his power after Pochita returns the favor of his life being saved by him and fuses with him to save his life, which technically he died, but this death favored him as he fused with Pochita and became Chainsaw Man, allowing him to survive this wave of zombies and actually tear them completely apart, rampaging once he assumes the form of Chainsaw Man. So, as Chainsaw Man, as like a devil hunter type character, with these newfound abilities, what's he capable of and what's he show throughout the manga? So, we've seen by switching and actually taking form of Chainsaw Man, he can negate muscle controlling devils once he lets the blades out. This kind of negates the ability of keeping him paralyzed. He's matched physicality with a bat devil early on by punching him through a building and down a street, then catching a car casually like it was nothing. He tanked a sonic boom attack that punched a massive hole through an entire series of buildings, and then went on to defeat the Bat Devil and save power. He cuts up the Eternity... This was actually kind of funny. So he cuts up the Eternity Devil so much that the Eternity Devil at one point just says, "Yo, fam, at this point, can you just, like, kill me? Like, this is ridiculous." The Eternity Devil was presented to be never-ending and only continued to grow, with no sign of stopping unless it died, and it was getting its ass beat so bad that instead of like growing in power and just waiting to become powerful enough to eventually overcome, it was like, nah, this is horrible, this is painful, this ass whooping's terrible, I'd rather die. Crazy feat. Denji can also, as Chainsaw Man, revive from a headshot wound as long as his heart is uninjured. A slash that was able to cut through multiple floors casually of a building can't even cut his arm off. Captain remarked that with the fusion of Chainsaw Man, Denji is immortal. After being blown down and blasted apart multiple times, he instantly regenerated as noted by the Bomb Devil. After a few drops of blood was given to him, he regenerated his entire body instantly, as previously it was just a torso that remained, and it was stated at that point that he's obviously quite above other devils in terms of durability. He's not a normal devil. He was able to cut through Typhoon Devil, who was ripping apart the street just with the presence of being there. He can turn his bones into chains at one point to wrap Bomb Girl up and drag her to the bottom of the ocean. And it's kind of funny because it looks like a more brutal version of web slinging. Denji is capable of tanking, lighting himself completely on fire to combat the Darkness Devil amped Santa Claus. Chainsaw Man also, if he consumes you or begins to consume you and whatnot, you can argue existence erase you. It's stated like the multiple levels that include going on beyond life are erased and the devil is forgotten completely, including their name, just the memory of them, if they are indeed consumed by the Chainsaw Man. Now, removing death is supposed to be capable with the Chainsaw Man's power, as this was explained in the manga, and it possibly could relate to being primal in relation to the Hell Lords. If you want to see a video explaining that and how Chainsaw Man and devils and Hell Lords and primal powers in the verse might be stupidly broken, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. But this is when we eventually see like the true form of Denji appear and one-shot Makima, who claims she could resist. Makima then says, when seeing Chainsaw Man really like letting loose, that it's kind of unwinnable in that scenario. Even with all the devil and devil hunters she's assembled, they all just got completely ran through by Chainsaw Man. He then got shot in the space by Makima and survived with no injuries, then survived re-entry through the atmosphere and slaughtered the team again. He tanked being consumed by humans, and then tanked a hit directly through the chest from a life-destroying weapon and was fine. His avatar, or part of him that he sent out to battle for him, was able to rip up the entirety of the graveyard and fight against multiple devils and devil hunters just fine. And finally, his chainsaws are revealed to be capable, if slashing you, of negating regeneration and healing factors. So, if Denji, the Chainsaw Man, and Peter Parker, the Spider-Man, were to clash, who would win? So I think Spider-Man's more athletic. I do think there's more athletic feats, speed feats, reaction feats that gives him a physical edge in some categories over Denji right away. Like I just think he's more comfortably scaling above in athleticism. However, durability is an issue. Denji's stupidly durable, especially considering what Spider-Man's capable of doing to him. His arsenal, it's going to be mostly blunt force and just trying to physically tear him apart. Denji's all for that and all capable of that. I think what this comes down to is a longevity battle. It does take a while to wear down Spider-Man, but Denji's going to go all day, and eventually he's going to start cutting Spider-Man, wearing him down, negating his healing factor, and eventually the durability mixed with the brutality, the fact that he negates healing factors, he's so ruthless. He is quick enough to surprise Spider-Man. It might surprise him with his quickness. And overall, I just think with his chainsaw abilities, Denji is going to win the long game, wear down Spider-Man, and eventually cut him to pieces. I just see Spider-Man not really having a way to put down Denji. And because of that, I see Denji taking the victory here. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. If you think Spider-Man wins, let me know how in the comment section down below. If you guys want to see more Chainsaw Man content, definitely let me know. Anyways, it's been your boy, YFE, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.